Well, we've got this Norton finished. We're going to do a test ride and then probably work on this bike. Okay, Kevin, give it a rev a little.
Rev it?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, go ahead and turn her off. All right, so we're going to take this one out for a test ride. Got the new hydraulic clutch on it and the new switch assembly on it. And I'll go check the work order, but I think that's all we're doing. Okay, once I check it, I'll make that final decision. Hey, Kevin, start unwrapping those legs over there and we'll show them how pretty they are. So then, once we get this off the lift, we'll put the lower legs on this bike and the front wheel and the fender and see if it might not be complete. That'd be nice. That'll give us some room to work. After that, this guy's still waiting on a new speedometer. This guy's still waiting on the battery I had to reorder. And this guy can go on to get the tank mounted, and then we can start on the electric start on this guy. In the meantime, the motor, we haven't done anything on the nice clean motor. We may some afternoon, I may some afternoon, start putting that primary on it so I can give it back to my good buddy. In the meantime, Kevin has some bling. Aren't they pretty? So this is the one I damaged. One of them, I don't remember which one.
Yeah, it's
but
my
anyway,
fingerprints, yeah.
Fingerprints on it. But I think that's been cleaned out pretty good. Okay. All right. That's what we have to do today. And the shop's way too full. Clutch works for going in the first gear.
Boy, there's not much. Right, she's good. The brakes are real good. The throw on the clutch is just tiny. You just have to get used to it.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of hesitation. Something, I don't know whether just clean the pilot jet or something. There's just a kind of a funny something.
Well,
when you're accelerating, when you start to accelerate,
then
it takes off. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's put it back up here and check out the pilot jet.
Yep. I think that.
A little more idle? Let's give it a little more idle.
I think so.
Okay, with that previous test ride, he came back, said everything's wonderful, has a little hesitation on acceleration. We put it on the lift and checked the pilot jet setting, the pilot jet mixture setting, and it was basically turned off. So we adjusted it out till we got a good solid idle, then which increases the idle speed. Then we turned down the idle speed to get a nice idle, and he's now taking it up around the block just to make sure it accelerates smoothly. Okay, here he comes now. All right, well, that solved that problem. I think the bike is ready to go home. I really like that taillight on this bike. It's an LED, fits her nicely, looks good, nice and bright. I'm very impressed with it. And is it one piece for the tail? I don't know if it's a one piece. No. Okay, so the taillight is standalone. Not thrilled with the ears, but I like the light. Okay. You want side stand? Yeah, that was scary.
I know.
I didn't see the big side stand sticking out. Still got the short.
Yeah, whoops.
Yeah, I know. And that was the scare for the day. Okay, the bike is ready to go. I will contact the client. He can pick her up. Let's see, what do we do? We're going to put that other Norton on here and put the lower legs on it.
Yep.
Yeah, why not? We have beautiful lower legs. We'll do that one too. Yeah, we're going to move that legless Norton forward and sideways onto the lift. So let's do our, getting it level with the edge. All right, let's see what happens. All right, so we're going to watch the bikes next to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stand here. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Move forward.
Yep. If we can go sideways, it's that big hump over there.
I'll just go sideways right now.
Oh, okay.
I think we can just move this thing sideways.
Okay.
Can you just move your ass into this side? And we'll just move. No, just roll it. No?
Yeah.
All right, let's move forward now.
Yep, just a little bit. I think if we angle it, when we come in, I'm just trying to avoid that bugger there.
Oh, we're not going down there.
Okay.
Okay, no, don't do that. Let me do this. I'm going to just move this over. We can bring it forward. Right about here.
Uh-huh.
Now you should be able to just roll it to pivot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Back.
Push.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Okay.
And it's still there?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. You notice how quickly I said stop.
All right. Well, that was good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, it works. Okay, well, this front wheel has been an adventure. And the adventure continues. It's kind of cool. When we put it together, before we found that the rim has been bent and there was a lot of run out right here. So we took the wheel off, took it to a Moto Tire, had them take the wheel off, had them unlace the wheel, and we took the rim and sent it to Buchanan's in California for them to take that bend out. They are the best basically in the world when it comes to wheel lacing and fixing and repairs. The only reason we didn't just buy a new rim is that this is an original, honest to goodness Dunlop rim. It actually even says real honest to goodness Dunlop rim upon it. So we wanted to maintain that originality. Let's see if I can get down here and see that. Yeah, right there. Dunlop, so that's original. We wanted to retain it. Now, the second thing that we ran into, and the reason we noticed the run out on the wheel, was the fact that this is not an original Norton front fender. It's much smaller than a Norton front fender. Pretty. But in order to fit it, somebody had bent this, and it was rubbing against the tire. So I took it all apart. It's held together with little bitty bolts. They're not even pretty. They're just little bitty bolts, and okay, nobody will notice. I would have used something else, but what can I say? And I'd like to say that I gently reformed this brace, but basically I straightened it out and beat the hell out of it to make it a U shape again, and miraculously got the holes level. And it actually fits, and it actually has clearance all the way around. Clearance. So, now this is a test fit. I'm going to take it off again, and I'm going to prime this and then paint it silver, and then we'll put it back together permanently. In the meantime, Kevin, why don't you do your trick with the hunger dunger right there, showing minimal, I'll spin it. Or, you can spin it, I can spin it, anybody can spin it. All right, here we go. Notice I'm going to zoom in on that and see that there's just nothing worth looking at for as far as run out goes on that wheel. So, I mean, it was a big bump before. So at this point in time, we've got the front wheel on, we've got the fender on. I'm going to take the fender off, paint it, let it sit overnight. I'll prime it and silver it, let it sit overnight. We're going to put the caliper on now, make sure that the brake still works, and then put the bike aside while the paint dries on that U-bracket. And that's what we're going to do with this bike this morning. So that'll be cool. That bike will be close to being finished. This bike is finished. Here's its extra parts. And we might put that green bike back up here and try to fit the gas tank. So things are happening. Well, Kevin is doing one of the, I don't know, most time-consuming, silly jobs when it comes to Norton forks. Take the caps off, lift the bike up to drop the front end down to create a small cavity at the top, and then put the oil in until it fills the cavity, and then go to the other side and put oil in until it fills the cavity, and just wait while it slowly bubbles down. What we did was measure out 2 containers. Each one has 5 ounces of oil in it. And you do one side at a time. It's slow and time consuming, but that's what you got to do. In the meantime, I've got the fender outside in my paint shop. I'll show you, this is Kevin's new BMW. He sold that nice K-Wacker and bought this beautiful bike. Isn't this gorgeous? I mean, this thing to knock your socks off. Beautiful. So anyway, isn't it beautiful? Nice. Wow. I like that bike. Anyway, there's the fender hanging up over here where I do my painting. And this is primer, and I will do silver later. And here's my RV back there. The nicest thing about this house, it was completely unplanned, was that there was room enough to put a second driveway in so I can have my RV at my house. Isn't that nice? So I put this, the gate was smaller, so I knocked out the small walls, put in this huge wide gate, and now I can drive right in there and keep it next to my house. That's really nice. So anyway, work progresses. Okay, we've got the 5 ounces of oil in each fork and it's bubbled down. We've lowered the bike some now, which then allows the springs to come up high enough so that we can put the instruments on and the cap nut on. And what you do at this point in time is tighten the lock nut below the cap nut. We use a thin wrench to fit in there and just give it a nice snug. There you go. All right. Did you do the other one already?
Yep.
Okay, so they're both tight.
They're both
good.
tight.
At this point in time, we will raise the bike up and everything will go down, and then we'll carefully turn these to catch the thread properly because they love to cross thread. So we're going to do that next. All right, so there she's finished. I just started it. Kevin got bit by the Norton ignition switch, which is up for off, to the left for park, to the right for ignition, and the right one more to the light. He had reached down and turned it in the wrong direction, so it was in the park direction when he was picking it. Norton gets us again. love a loud set of pipes, but I tell you what, these stockers are really nice. There's nothing lost in translation there. It's a nice pipe. Okay, so once I get the front fender painted and put on, we'll call her good. All right, we're getting ready to put this fastback tank on. The stock original standoffs for the cushion rubbers were about that long, which was about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch too short. So we made new ones out of all thread. Okay, so they're in there now. And I'm putting a Loctite and a lock nut up here at the top. Now down here, these are the rubber cushions that I bought online. And they're really nice, much nicer than the ones that you buy for the bikes. And I cut out the center to fit over the nut. So this is going to go on like this, all the way up. It'll go through, and then we'll be able to use a nylon lock nut on the bottom. And with the Loctite and the lock nut on this stud, you should be able to use this safely, both on and off. Okay, so we're going to try this. We'll put it on the bike and see how it goes. There we go. All right, so that's where we are. Well, it's been a very full day. Let's see, what time is it? It's 3:30. Kevin and I started this morning at 9 o'clock. And we got this bike finished. Run and test ride, so it's ready to go. Got the new hydraulic clutch and the new left hand switch cluster all working, so that looks good. And the clutch is very nice, easy to pull, very smooth. The yellow bike is waiting on the new speedometer from Europe, so that'll be here a while. The Triumph, I just got its battery in. Maybe we can put that back on the lift. This bike is completely complete and ready to go home once I put the fender back on the front. And this bike is waiting for the Alton electric starter, which is sitting over there very ungloriously on top of the washing machine. So that'll be second from second. Haven't done anything else with the motor. And we'll see what happens with that in the next 2 or 3 days. Let's see, going over here, I just spent a lot of time Kevin and I got the gas tank mounted. The new front studs are perfect. It's stacked up on those rubber bumpers. It looks great, and it's solid, and it's permanent. It's on there to stay now. It's got the rubber holding it down in the back on a rubber pad. I don't think you'll be able to see up in here, but let's see if I can zoom in. There's the bottom rubber underneath, and the top ones are up on top. So that's a nice stack of really nice quality rubbers holding up the gas tank. Let's see if I can see here. I can see the bottom one. You really can't see much of the ones on top. Anyway, that's nice. The tank looks great. Got the side cover mounted. Got the spot for the lock marked. I spent a lot of time making a mock-up for this switch assembly, which will be made out of 4-inch wide aluminum, bent and drilled. And that'll hold the side cover on. Oh, that's the battery, the fuse that comes out of there. Okay, what else? Bike is starting to look good. Make some gas lines. It's got all the oils in it. Make some gas lines. And it's basically ready for a first start in the next day or so. So, a lot of progress today. And I'd like to get rid of that bike right there, and this bike right there, and that'll give me room for one more bike. So, but still, I've got the Alton to do, and I've got the Triumph to finish, and that yellow Norton to finish. So, yay, verily, I can bring in another bike. but it may take a while to get to it. So that's where we are. It's been a very full day. We made several accomplishments. Here's the battery that we're going to put into that Triumph. It's a replacement for the 12N7, and it fits, but it's not as deep as a 12N7, which irritates the heck out of me. That's what people do, vendors do. Here's the front fender for that second black Norton. I painted that up nicely. It'll go on tomorrow. And here's the side cover for the fastback, and I will put that back on the shelf while we have that bracket made. And looking good. Things are happening. A little overcast. Sunny and overcast. Isn't that weird? Bright sun and overcast. Anyway, that's the day.